Intech Printing Solutions would like to introduce the new Colourflare CF750. It's a dual-purpose laminator and foiling device. There are 3 models in the range. The first model in the range includes just the main laminating machine and a single core holder. The second is the single core holder plus the stand, and the top of the range unit includes 2 arms to allow you to have both the laminate and the foil loaded at the same time. With a Colourflare CF750, it's important to be able to use the machine to be familiar with the key or important features or components on the machine. So if you're foiling, you have on the CF750S only one single roller, which is this main one here. So you'll replace the laminate with your foil. However, if you have the LX version, it has the extension and the extra arm, then you'll tend to put your foil on this one. Either roll is very easily removed, like this, and in the video in a minute we'll show you how to load the rolls of laminate or foil onto them. When you put your foil on, it will go behind this bar here. This bar here is called the idle bar, and it will smooth out the foil before it comes over the heated roller. This is the safety cover for the heated roller, which is simply removed like this. And this is the heated mirror roller. This is quite hot and can get up to over 100 degrees, so please be careful. At the front here we have the paper feeding gate. This has a timing sensor in it and will automatically time as your sheets go in. Your sheets will go on the feed table, underneath this gate, underneath the heated roller and into the machine. Actually, in the Colourflare we have the Decurl bar. The Decurl bar is consisting of 2 parts, a main flat plate that the sheets go over and a bar that they go under. So they'll go in between these, and the height of the bar is adjusted at the front of your machine using the Decurl adjust knob. After the sheets pass through the Decurl bar, they go in between these 2 grey rollers, which are called the pull rollers, past the cutting system that isn't used during foiling, and they will come out of the rear of the machine. So another main component or feature of the CF750 is the control panel. The control panel has a number of buttons or features which are generally controlled by the master control dial. So for example, temperature, when we click the button, is highlighted and our temperature is increased or decreased by turning the dial while the button is illuminated. Holding down the button will allow us to see what the current temperature is. So if I set the temperature at 118 degrees and then hold down the button, it's flashing telling me the current temperature is 108. I let go and it tells me the current set temperature. Your paper length is set likewise by pressing the length button and turning the master control dial. It's very important to set your paper length to the length of your paper, because the timing control gate will time each sheet and open ready to take the next one at the end of your job. When you are loading your jobs, you put them onto the paper feed table here and you make sure that the guides are aligned next to your media, but not so tight as to bind or drag on your media. There are 2 ways to load foil onto this machine. The first is if you've just finished a laminating job and you already have laminate loaded. The second is if you're switching the job on in the morning and you have no material loaded. We're going to show you in this video clip how to load both ways, and it's very easy. So what we're going to do is we're going to load foil onto this machine, and as you can see we have just finished the job and we still have the laminate loaded. So the first thing that we do is we load our roll of foil. Lift the core holder diagonally up, locate your roll of foil, ensure that the tail end of the foil is coming down the back, remove the express ring from the hexagonal end, not the round end, the hexagonal end, and slide foil onto the core. Now refit your express changeover ring. Make sure it sits nicely into the groove, and now load it back onto your colour flare. Next, open the safety cover and using a knife simply cut the laminate just behind the idle bar. Be careful, your heated roller is still hot. So now, taking your foil, pull it down behind the idle bar and pull it and drop it onto the sticky part of your laminate. Replace the heated safety cover. Take a sheet of waste paper and place it underneath the heated roller and press load to slide your sheet of paper in. Take a second sheet and slide it up to the gate and press the home button. Turn the pressure to maximum and press run on your control panel. You'll see that the laminate feeds the foil through your device. Allow the run button to continue until you see the foil arrive at the rear of the machine. When the foil has arrived at the rear of the machine, press stop. Cut the foil from your carrier sheet and we want to tape it to the rewind roller. If you haven't quite got enough foil, release the pressure again, and this will allow you to just gently pull a bit more through. Now tape your foil to the rewind spooler. Now ready to foil our job. So before we start, two things to check. Check the length of your sheet of paper. It must match the length shown on your control panel. The feeding from the feed gate is timed based upon this length. If the two do not match, you will get a feeding error. The second thing is to check your temperature. For foiling, your temperature should be about 105 to 110 degrees centigrade, and you should be running on speed 3. When you always restart, it'll always revert to speed 3. You can only change speed while you're running, but as a general rule of thumb, 3 to 4 will probably give you the best foiling results. Once you've placed your sheet in, place it up to the gate. As it hits the gate, it will stop. Press home. This tells the colour flare where to start the timing from. Now you can press run. Ensure your pressure is on, otherwise it may not move. We can adjust tension on the rewinder using this control here. Place the sheet sheet of waste paper onto the feeder and allow it to feed through, so that none of your jobs are left underneath the heated roller. Simply the waste sheet of paper will stop underneath the heated roller. The machine will automatically stop when the paper reaches the end. When you've finished your job, don't forget to release the pressure to prevent your rollers from getting flat spotted and to turn the power off. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to load a roll of foil onto the device if there is nothing webbed or loaded at all. Very straightforward, very easy. Simply, for start, by loading your roll of foil, lift this end and pull off your foil core holder. Remove the express ring, again on the side of the hexagonal end. Choose your roll of foil. Take silver today. Make sure that it hangs at the back and slide the shaft into the core and refit your express changeover ring back into the groove. Once fitted, using the hexagonal end first, put it into the core holder and drop the other end down. Now, make sure that you remove any pressure. This opens up the rollers, making it easier to feed paper through. Open the top safety cover. Please be careful, if you have switched on the machine, this will be hot. If the machine is cool, it's a little easier to do, but we're going to do it with the machine hot. A blank sheet of paper with no image on it, underneath the heated roller, through the machine. Make sure it goes underneath the Decurl bar roller here, but make sure when you're doing this that the Decurl bar is flat, as it makes it easier to load. It'll then pass through the pull rollers underneath the area where laminated sheets are cut, and then it will arrive towards the back of the machine. There we go. Now, take a second sheet of paper and pass it over the top of the feeding gate. We're going to use this sheet of paper to pull, or as a leader, to pull our foil through the machine to make loading the machine easy. Leaving approximately 50 millimeters to 2 inches here, we can now take our sheet of foil, pull it down, or roll of foil, pull it behind the decurling bar, like this, and then over the heated roller. And what we're going to do is we're going to tape the foil to our sheet of paper. So simply stick your foil onto the sheet of paper that you have loaded. Replace the heated roller safety cover and engage the safety catch. And put a waste sheet of paper into the device. You may need to press the load button for this so that you can load the sheet. Take a second sheet and place it up to the gate and press the home button. You can now press run to feed the leader through the machine and to feed your foil through the machine. If necessary, you can add another sheet of paper to ensure your foil reaches the back. When your foil has arrived at the back of the machine and you've got maybe 150 millimeters 6 inches out, you can press the stop button. Cut the foil from your leader, and now you can tape the foil to your rewind spooler. If you haven't allowed enough foil, simply release the pressure and you can pull gently a little bit more foil through and tape it to the rewind spooler. If you release the pressure, don't forget to re-engage the pressure. So that's two simple ways to load foil, either directly after a laminating job or from cold and straight into the machine. Very straightforward, and both of them you really start running your jobs.